If you're interested in citizenship by investment and you want to know what countries offer it, what are their prices, the requirements, this is the video for you. Let's go over absolutely every country that offers official citizenship by investment all over the world. The first country, I'm a proud citizen of this country. I went through this program, St. Kitts and Nevis. You can either make a non-refundable donation of $150,000. Right now they are going through a discount until 2022. That $150,000 actually gets you a family of 4 or a family of 2, however many you are, up to 4. So if you want to do family of 4, it's $150,000. If you want to do it alone, it's also $150,000. I did it with my wife. And after 2022, that price is going up from $150,000 to $195,000 for a family of 4. That is for the donation route. Then you also have the real estate route. You can either purchase $200,000 or more, sell it after 7 years, or $400,000 or more, sell it after 5 years. Usually people check the $400,000 option. That is the one that is most easily accepted, and you can go through that option and actually purchase property. There are a lot of companies that actually offer properties from developers, or they offer a timeshare, or they offer some sort of stock or shares in a hotel as well. Be very careful when you are doing real estate in the Caribbean. If you're purchasing your own home, your own real estate, be careful with the hurricanes. It's not that easy to fly there, not that easy to manage. I always tell people, when you're looking at all these options, make sure you weigh in the cons as well. It's not just having a nice villa with a nice beach in front of it and you can go whenever you want. Yeah, there's hurricanes, it's hard to maintain, there's a lot of rain, so the property might have a lot of maintenance that needs to be done, so make sure you weigh those as well. The donation route for me was the best option in this case. I got my citizenship in about 4.5 months and my passport in 6 months, so it took about 6 total months to get everything sorted and everything done. The second country is Antigua and Barbuda, our neighbors right next to St. Kitts and Nevis, also a chain of 2 islands. You have a contribution, just like in St. Kitts, a donation route and a real estate route. The real estate in this case is $400,000 for one person, or you can do a joint investment. You can do $200,000 and $200,000 as long as 2 people do the application together, and you can get the citizenship through that route. Like I said, be careful with real estate in the Caribbean. If you want to do the contribution or the donation, you have $100,000 option, and you might think, oh, that's a $50,000 discount from St. Kitts. Yes, but the fees to process that contribution are $30,000. So in reality, you're paying $130,000 for the donation in that case. If you're interested in Antigua, Antigua is a very crypto open and crypto friendly country. They do allow crypto transactions to be used as source of funds. So for example, if you want to pay for the passport, I wanted to pay from crypto transactions and crypto actual profits. They wouldn't let me. It needs to be from a official source of funds like a business or trading stocks or something that is not crypto related. When it comes to Antigua, you can actually sell crypto, sell Bitcoin, sell whatever you have and pay with those profits, and you can prove that those profits are from crypto. They're open to that, as well as the next country that we're gonna mention. There's also another interesting option in Antigua that other countries don't really have, is the purchase of a business. You can go to Antigua, and if you find a business that you're interested in and you want to purchase it for at least $1.5 million, that also grants you the citizenship. So if you're into import and export, or maybe you're doing some type of business where you require a presence in Antigua, or you just want to expand to Antigua, you have a multinational business, that could also be an option, and obviously it grants you citizenship. You can stay there as long as you want. The next country up, the most popular and actually most volume country out of all of this, is Dominica. Dominica is a small island, also in the Caribbean. The passport is not as great as St. Kitts, but it's still extremely popular, specifically with crypto investors. Same thing as Antigua, you can make the donation or make the payment from crypto profits and proceeds. And you have 2 options as well, donation and real estate. You have a donation option of $100,000. So that one is $100,000. That one is actually one of the cheapest one compared to the one that we're going to talk about as well. Those 2 are actually the cheapest. And you have a real estate investment of $200,000. So you get real estate and you get donation. Dominica is extremely popular because of its speed and also because they're just very crypto friendly, and a lot of people interested in cryptocurrencies and wanting just to get a second passport fast. that want to sell some Bitcoin, want to sell some crypto, they get Dominica. So definitely a very interesting passport to look at. The next country, which like I said, Dominica and this particular country are the cheapest options, is St. Lucia. Again, another beautiful island in the Caribbean. You have a contribution route, a real estate route, and a bond route. If you're interested in investing in government bonds and then liquidating those bonds after a number of years, you have a $100,000 contribution for a single applicant. If you add on a spouse, if you add on family, then that's going to be an extra $40,000, $50,000, and so on as you add more people. So obviously, depending on how many people you have in your party, if you're applying with 6 people, it's better to actually get on a call with me and we can look at all these options and see which one fits best for you. Then you have the real estate option, $300,000 minimum real estate, just like every other country in the Caribbean. And then you have the bond option. The bond price is actually $500,000, or the cost to actually get into the program, the minimum investment. But now, with the situation going on around the world, there is a discount of 50% on those bonds. So instead of $500,000, it is $250,000. Whenever you're watching this video, if you're watching it 6 months later, unfortunately, you're too late because it does end in 2022. So depending on when you're watching this video, that is the option available. Definitely a very interesting passport. Not that many people interested in actually doing the program, but if you're looking for a cheaper passport than, let's say, St. Kitts, and also St. Lucia doesn't have access to Russia, which is important for a lot of people. St. Kitts does have access to Russia. St. Lucia does not. So if you want to get a passport that has visa-free access to Russia, keep that in mind. The next country, the last one in the Caribbean, I promise, this is the last country that offers in that particular region. We have a donation as well as a real estate. The island of Grenada offers citizenship. This one is extremely interesting because of their visa-free access to China, which a lot of people are very interested in, as well as E2 visa access to the United States. If you're interested in getting into the US with a passport that doesn't let you go to the US, or you're interested in renouncing your US citizenship and then coming back to the US as a business person, not a taxpayer, then definitely you can go to the E2 visa. You have a donation of $150,000 for a single applicant, as well as $200,000 for a family, or real estate of $350,000 minimum, or $220,000 reduced option in a tourism accommodation center. I would never recommend investing into these tourism centers or these special offers. Typically, they're extremely overpriced. You don't really own the actual place. All you get is 7 days per year to go to that hotel and spend there, which is not really worth it. You're just putting that money. Better actually donate the money, get the passport quick, get rid of the hassle, and then have your freedom and whatever you're doing with that particular passport. Definitely a very interesting program. I recommend it to certain types of people that still want to have that freedom of going back into the US with that E2 visa. That might be super interesting for you. The next country up, we're hitting the bigger leagues and the bigger prices. We have Turkey, not as great of a passport as St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Dominica, but still extremely interesting, this particular passport, because there is no donation route, there is no contribution route, there is investment and real estate route. So you have the real estate option of $250,000. That particular option is extremely interesting because they let you buy on the open market in St. Lucia, in Dominica, in St. Kitts, Antigua. Usually you need to buy from approved real estate agents and approved developers, which obviously you're going to pay a huge price or a huge premium on whatever you're buying, and obviously the property that you're buying in that case is going to be overpriced. With Turkey, they pretty much let you buy whatever property you like, and for $250,000 you can get some beautiful places in Istanbul as well as throughout the country. Then you also have a very interesting option as well for a lot of people. I just want to put some money somewhere. Maybe you're worth $10 million, $20 million, and you have it all in bank accounts. You can put $500,000 in a Turkish bank account, US dollars, keep it there for 3 years, and that would grant you Turkish citizenship. Definitely a very simple, straightforward, easy program that you can go through. A lot of people are not that interested into Turkey, but if you're looking for a second passport, maybe to complement the passport that you already have, then it's a great option, as well as you have a bond investment of $500,000, just like in the case of St. Lucia, $500,000 bond investment, keep it there for 3 years, and you get the citizenship. This one tends to be one of the fastest citizenship programs. You can get your passport in about 4 to 5 months, so definitely very attractive and a very quick process. The next country up, extremely interesting one. I've been to all of their neighbors except this particular country. I visited so many countries that are surrounding it, but not this particular one. It is a new program that has just come out. North Macedonia, or Macedonia, however you want to call it, depending on where you're from. They have an option of 200,000 euro, not dollars. So you're looking at $240,000 investment into a fund in the country, and also another option of 400,000 euro, again euro, investment into facilities in the country. But in that case, you need to employ 10 people with that 400,000 euro investment into facilities into the country, into building up infrastructure in the country. So probably the one that you're going to be most interested in is going to be the 200,000 euro investment into a fund in the country. It's a new program. Not that many people have applied for it, but I know some people that might be really interested in it. A lot of people say that North Macedonia will join the EU in the next 5-10 years. I wouldn't really count on it. I would count better on Montenegro joining the EU, which is also a citizenship by investment program that we'll actually talk about in a couple of minutes, but really interesting country. Skopje, the capital, quite popular. A lot of people like to go there. They like the dating scene in Skopje, as well as Ohrid, which is an absolutely beautiful area of North Macedonia, and they have this beautiful lake that you can visit. So also a great option if you're looking for a passport that maybe complements a passport that you already have, or maybe this passport gives you access to the countries that you're interested in and you don't care about any other countries like the UK, for example, which North Macedonia does not have access to, then this could be a great option for you. The next country up, like I mentioned, Montenegro. This one is closing very soon. A lot of people have applied for it. A lot of people have gotten their passports, but the EU is giving them a lot of pressure since they're bound to join in 2025, and they are closing the program. So whenever you're watching this, probably this does not exist. So I'm going to touch on it a little bit just in case you're one of those last people that wants to get into it, but probably you won't be able to. It's a $450,000 investment into real estate in developed areas, like in the coastal area or very popular areas, or a $250,000 real estate investment into undeveloped, more rural areas, as well as a $100,000 fee for the government. This particular program was very interesting for people from Russia, specifically, that want to get that future access into the EU and also want to get access into the Schengen area. Montenegro is an absolutely stunning country. I love it. I love spending time there, and I love just the people in Montenegro. So definitely very interesting, but sadly, they are closing it down from pressure of the EU. The next program, which is the best and most expensive one, is Malta, the island of Malta, the islands. They have 2 islands. It's absolutely beautiful. I love Malta. I've been there, and it's one of my favorite countries in the world. For 750,000 euros, so we're talking about over $800,000 donated to the country, as well as a $10,000 nonprofit donation, as well as a property purchase or a rent in the country with at least 16,000 euro per year. So either rent an apartment for 16,000 euro per year, or you buy an apartment. So you're looking at a minimum of a 900,000 up to $1 million or $1.1 million all combined, and you lose it all. So obviously, unless you do the real estate investment, you can keep the real estate, but this is just a donation or contribution to the country. So you're definitely not seeing that money back. It is not an investment, but you do get one of the best passports in the world in 12 to 18 months. You have access to the US, you can live in the European Union, you have access to pretty much any country around the world that you would like in that span of a year or a year and a half. So definitely one of the best programs out there. Again, they're suffering a lot of pressure from the EU, but it doesn't look like they're going to back down. It looks like they're going to keep selling those passports, even if the EU keeps pushing on them. I wouldn't count on this program being here 3 to 5 years from now. Maybe in a year or 2 years, the EU gives them enough pressure, or maybe they even sanction them in some way, that they will have to turn down the program. So if you're looking at Maltese citizenship and you're wanting to have that European citizenship quick, instead of, for example, Portugal Golden Visa 5-year program, then this is something you should get in fast. If you're worth 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, this is a program that you should be looking at right now. And the last 2 programs, they're not super interesting to so many people. The last one is actually a new program that has some ridiculous requirements. So we're just going to touch on them really quick. The first one is Vanuatu, a chain of islands in the Pacific Ocean, known for their tax haven practices. They're actually in the European Union's tax haven blacklist. So obviously not a country that you want to put in your offshore company in, but if you want to become a citizen of Vanuatu, very quickly, it's 130,000 donation for one person, 150 for a married couple, and it keeps going on as you add more people. Not a passport I would recommend to too many people unless you're looking for a fast passport and you might have some history, potential criminal history or some criminal background that won't let you get into the citizenship by investment programs in the Caribbean. Vanuatu actually is a little bit more loose in that sense. They don't have that strong due diligence. And also for people that have diseases like HIV, for example, Vanuatu also doesn't require an HIV test. All of the Caribbean countries do require an HIV test. So if you're coming from a country, for example, in Africa, and you have HIV or somebody that's applying has HIV, then Vanuatu could be a very interesting program for you. And the last program with ridiculous requirements and a terrible passport, but can still be very interesting for a lot of people, specifically if you want access to the Middle East and you want to do business in the Middle East, is Jordan. Jordan has a citizenship by investment program. It is new, and I'm going to lay out the requirements here. I don't know them all by heart. So you have a small and medium enterprise investment of 750,000 US dollars. Minimum of 3 years. Then you got a bank deposit of 1 million US dollars in the central bank of Jordan. Again, period of 3 years. You have treasury bonds, 1 million held for a period of 6 years. You have 1 million in an active investment portfolio, and you buy securities in the country, as well as a job creation project of $1.5 million investment. And if you want to invest in a project outside of the capital of Amman, then you have a $1 million requirement. So for a passport that is not that great, you're investing at least 750,000, let's say $1 million, definitely not worth it. But if you're, for example, from a nationality that doesn't allow you to get St. Kitts or other types of citizenships, maybe you're from Syria or Iran, where all these programs really scrutinize you and prejudice you, then you could get Jordanian citizenship by investment. And then after you get Jordanian citizenship by investment, then you could do St. Kitts, or you could do Malta, or if you have a lot of money, you could do really any other program that you like. So you could start off with Jordan. I've talked about Turkey in this sense, where a lot of people from Iran or Syria, they buy Turkey or they invest in Turkey, they get the Turkish passport, and then with the Turkish passport, they then get another passport in order to get access to the Schengen area or live in the EU or get access to the US or whatever it is that you want to do. So definitely a program that is sort of a middle step into another program that you could potentially do later on. And that is it. All the citizenship by investment programs all over the world. If you want to do any of these programs, I have lawyers and contacts for all of them, and I can help you with absolutely every of them. I did the first one, so I can help you with all of the process. Go to wealthyexpat.com/apply and apply to work with me and my system to help you throughout all of these processes, lower your taxes, get a second citizenship, move abroad. And if you want to learn more about citizenship by investment and how I bought a passport and the reasons about it, I have a video right here why I actually did citizenship by investment, why I bought a passport for $150,000 is going to be very insightful for you. Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more videos like this, and for updates on these programs. I talked about all new programs as well as programs that might come in the future, 6 months, 12 months from now. I'll talk about them. Leave any comments you have down in the comments and hit the like button if you liked it. I'll see you on the next one.